You kind of stepped outside the I guess the life plan or the path that was laid out for you, and you started to create this life for yourself. You set a goal of making $100,000 a year. You reached it, surpassed it. You had money, the cars. What was it that it was almost like repeating that cycle where your mom got sober and then went back to the bottle. It was like you had almost found the solution, and was it sabotage? Was it um, just hadn't learned all of the tools and processes and mindsets to do it right? When did it come crash down, and when did you realize what you were doing?
I think there's a tremendous number of factors into that. Again, a phenomenal question. I look at a couple of things. One, I look at the people that I was surrounded with during that time. Not a single one of my friends ever smacked me in the face and said, "Hey, you're being a fucking idiot." I could I could have used that desperately, Aaron. I needed a friend who would help me recognize that my behavior was not moral, was not integrous, was not of substantial proof of manhood. Because here it is. I did something that most people do not do in terms of business. I made $1 million by the time I was 25. I didn't know anyone else who made the money that I made, not even remotely close, except for my peers at work who were also in sales. And so, dude, it was crazy. You'd go in the parking lot and you would see the craziest cars, man. BMWs, Infinities, G Wagons, Land Rovers, Range Rovers. I had a Cadillac CTS, and like that was kind of the lifestyle. It was sex, drugs, and rock and roll. We just happened to go and work in a corporate job. Because don't get it twisted, man. We went hard. Like we really partied. But there's a price you pay. I had all the girls, I had all the drugs, I had all the clothes, I had all the money. But here I am, man. I'm $50,000 in debt. Do you know how insane it is to make 200 grand a year and be 50 grand in debt? Like, you know how wild that is? You know how wild it is to have access to the best restaurants, fitness, trainers, nutrition, and be morbidly obese? To work for an insurance company and to be smoking cigarettes every day? Like, this is the thing. You live into what you're taught. Growing up, we were in debt constantly. Our water would get turned off, our electricity would get turned off. I got evicted. I don't even know how many times we got evicted. I mean, we were at one point literally living out of like trash bags, right? And then who smoked? Well, my mom smoked, my grandma smoked, my aunt smoked, my uncle smoked, everybody smoked. So I smoked. Everybody was fat, calling it what it is. They were all fat. My grandma had diabetes. My mom literally lost both of her legs to diabetes. So I'm fat and I'm looking at my life and I just realized one day. So I'm like 20, I'm about to be 26. It's like August. I'm about to be 26 and everything just sucks, man. Like everything just sucked. Like it was weird. I was in a dark place. And I was laying in bed one Saturday morning. Now, keep in mind, I'm 350 pounds. I'm laying in bed, smoking a joint, eating chocolate cake, and watching the CrossFit games. Like, like what the fuck is happening right now? And I pulled myself up out of bed and I looked at myself in the mirror in the bathroom. And Aaron, I'll be honest with you, man. I went to war with myself. The things that transpired in the next couple hours that day were not nice. They were not kind. They were not loving. They were not nurturing. But they were the things that I needed to pull myself out of my own bullshit. And what I realized that became one of the most pivotal moments of my entire life, that is the moment that has driven me to here, is that when I was 8 years old, the water company had come and turned our water off. Now, this is always happening. This wasn't new. Turned off our water, our heat, our electricity. We got evicted. This is just normal in my home. And this one particular day, I go in the backyard. I grab this little blue bucket. I walk across the street to our neighbor's house. I turn on the spigot on the side of their house without permission, mind you. And for the first time, I stole water at 8. I would do it many, many, many more times after this. And I remember in that moment saying to myself vividly, I remember it like it was yesterday, when I'm a grown up, this is not going to be my life. At 8 years old, I had that thought. And so here I am at 26. I'm living into what everyone told me I would be. My stepdad literally would call me fat, dumb, and lazy almost on a daily basis. Like, he was a vicious human. My mother told me I was useless, that I didn't matter, that she wished she didn't have me. Right. And so what happens is, as in a child in their developmental phase, you pull all of that in. That becomes your understanding of self. And so even though I'm over here chasing all this money, super successful in business, great place to live, awesome car, it wasn't even sabotage, Aaron. A, I wouldn't have had the language for that to begin with. And B, I don't think people in sabotage, I think sabotage is intentional. I don't think you can self-sabotage unless you know you're self-sabotaging. And I didn't know. I was just living into what everyone told me I would be.
Sounds like your education.
Exactly. It is. I lived exactly what they said I was going to become. Now, I fought against it because I chased money and I didn't want to be homeless, but it was the same. Whether I was making 10 grand then or 200 grand, then, it doesn't matter. It was the same outcome because I didn't yet understand and realize the truth that I was in control. I didn't have values. I didn't have morals. I didn't have a community of people around me. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a dude. If I could go back in time and if I would have hired a coach or a mentor when I was 21, I'd be a fucking billionaire today. you know? And it's like, you look at those moments it obviously, I say that in jest, but I look at my life today and it's not anywhere remotely close to what it was. And the reason why is because I decided to become me. This journey, whether we like it or not, is literary fiction, right? Life is all make believe, dude. This stuff is like so crazy. You can do whatever you want. You really can. And in the literary fiction, there's this idea and concept in the narrative about you versus you, and literary writings of all sorts. You are your own worst enemy, and you are your own best hero. Here's how I think about life today. Life is very simply a movie. You are the writer, you are the director, and you are the actor. And whatever movie you want to be is the movie you're going to live. And I've been the villain. Trust me. I've been the villain. Dude, I've done things I will never publicly talk about because they are so bad. And I'm really scared I might go to jail for them. And I've been the victim where I destroyed everything and I blame the world. And I've been the victor. And I can promise you, it is way better over here. But here's the secret people don't actually know. It takes as much effort and energy to destroy your life as it does to create your life.